Hello, my lovely primary 4 students. In lesson 2 of Energy and Motion Concept, I asked you at the end of our first lesson to think of everything around you which can use or contain energy. The examples you collected will help us start the first activity in our today's lesson. Activity number 4, evaluate like a scientist. In the first part of the activity, we will try to write our definition of energy and give examples according to the understanding of each one of you about the word energy. In the second part, we will see many pictures that will help us understand more about the relation between energy and motion. Let's see together, when I asked your colleagues about their definition of energy, what did they say? Someone said that energy makes things move. For example, electricity makes the fan rotate. This is electric energy. Another one said, energy helps us to play and move, and we get it from food. Excellent. These are simple definitions about students' understanding of the word. You can also think like them and write down your definition of energy in the book page 166 under energy definition question. Take care that it cannot be a complete definition because you will add and edit throughout the lessons. I think some of you, while defining energy, they linked it to motion. We agreed that any moving object has energy, but if it doesn't move, like the book that we put on our table in the class, can I say that the book doesn't contain energy? Let's see together the pictures we have in the second part of the activity in page 166. This is picture 1, 2, 3, and 4. These all are pictures of the ball in different shots. Can you observe them well and circle the image where you think the ball has the energy? تقدروا تعملوا circle على الصورة اللي انت متخيل ان فيها energy? It's a very easy and simple activity, but you should think and guess. Take your time, then we will discuss together what we thought about. I know that some of you circled all the pictures except picture number 4, in which the goalkeeper catches the ball, as they see that because he catches it, he stops its motion, so it doesn't contain energy. And another one circled all the pictures except picture number 1, in which the ball is not moving and on the ground, and the player's foot didn't hit it yet to make it move. And because it's not moving and there is no motion, some of you can say that it doesn't contain energy. One of my students also said he will circle all of them and explained that he thinks ball has energy in all its cases. He remembered that the roller coaster stopped on the top, and while it seems stable and not moving, it has stored energy it took while it's motion. So why doesn't the same go for the ball? Take care that we are discussing together no matter whose answer is correct. What is important is to understand why each of us thought about different answers. So, we should understand more about energy. And does it exist even if we couldn't see that the objects are moving? This will make us move to activity number 5 in our lesson, Observe like a Scientist. Activity number 5 is called Observe like a Scientist, in which we will watch together a video that will help us understand why our guesses are different. Before watching it, let's ask ourselves, can we say that we see energy? It isn't easy to see energy, but there can be evidence of its presence, like when we say that breaking down the food gives us energy. We never see the energy the food gives us, but we can feel it in our body because after eating meals, we can do all activities we love. What is the evidence that can make me say that there is energy? Let's watch together. Focus well and write down your notes about any words through which we can answer the question we are thinking about. احنا هنا بندور على evidence إن فعلا في energy. Let's watch the video. احنا دلوقتي بنبتدي أول نشاط في learn activities. Activity number 5. We will watch the video together, then I'm going to come back to recap.
We can't really see energy in the same way that we see objects around us, but it is possible to see what energy can do. Energy is the ability to do work. Work occurs when an object is moved or changed. Describe it. Describe how work occurs on this bag of groceries. The bag is lifted from the floor to the counter. In other words, the bag is moved. Energy was needed to do that work. So, as you can see, energy and work are closely related. There are hundreds of examples of energy at work around us every day.
You may notice that we have a chair now. هعمل بإيه يا ترى؟ Let's wait a bit and you will know. Who observed the word that we studied before in our lessons? That's right, the word is work. Does work is an evidence that there is energy? Let's try together. Look at this chair in front of me. If I pushed it away from the screen for a distance, can I say I did work on the chair? Let's try this. In concept 1, we knew that if I wanted to move an object and I succeeded in moving it for any distance, I can say that I did effort. So where is the energy? I must use my energy to push the chair to change its place. So my energy causes of its motion. خدتوا بالكم ازاي قدرت احركه؟ لان انا عندي جوه جسمي طاقه هي دي اللي اثرت على الاوبجكت خلته يتحرك، ومعنى انه حصل له حركه ان كده بقى فيه work. Like the energy in the battery that make the clock arms move, and like the fan, when I connect it with electricity, it moves. Let's explore more about the relation between energy and work while reading the text in page 167. Take care, you should underline the most important sentences related to work and energy and its different forms. لازم نعمل underlining على أي معلومة تساعدنا في فهم الانرجي والwork وبالذات أنواع الانرجي. Now, after you read the text, I always like to convert what I read into simple ideas and drawings because this helped me not to forget the information and know the link between the ideas. Like when we collected our ideas in a table in our last lesson. أهم حاجة وانتوا بتذاكروا تبتدوا تعملوا charts لنفسكم ومايند مابس. هترتبوا أفكاركم كمان تعرفوا إيه علاقة المعلومات دي ببعض. Let me prepare the board for you. The first thing I read is that energy is the ability to do work. So I will write here the word energy. أول حاجة قريتها إن ال energy is the ability to do work. فهبتدي بكتابة كلمة energy الطاقة. And I'm going to make an arrow out of it and put the word work on the other side. So let me draw an arrow and write here the word work. So energy is the ability to do work. The second information I know is that energy can be stored and change it from one form to another. So I will write under the word energy, it can change from one form to another form. It can change from one form to another form. يعني الطاقة تقدر تتحول من نوع لنوع تاني. I can ensure the existence of energy when I see light or feel the heat or hear the sound. So it will be easy for us to collect different examples about energy around us. So I will write 3 words above the word energy. في 3 حاجات بيساعدوني إن أنا أحدد إذا كان في energy ولا لأ. I will write them above the word energy. هنكتب heat, light, and sound. I also read that work occurs when a force causes an object to move. احنا متفقين ان انا اصلا عشان اقدر احرك الاوبجكت I have to apply a force. I will put the word force under the word work. And I'll put an arrow between them. So I must have energy to move my leg to kick the ball. So I will make an arrow from force to energy. لو انتوا خدتوا بالكم هنا قلنا ايه؟ قلت ان انا لازم يكون عندي طاقة عشان اقدر ابلاي الفورس دي اصلا عشان اقدر اشوط الكورة مثلا لو انا بلعب. You know what I can observe here in my chart? Since the definition of energy is the ability to do work, this might mean I can guess that there is energy when I can observe there is work that has been done. And also, since the 3 terms are related to one another, it's possible that work must be present in order for energy to transform from one form to another. I also think of that sentences here. Energy changes from one form to another. This means my energy has changed into another form that made the chair move. ده معناه ان طاقة جسمي الطاقة اللي انا كنت واخدها من الاكل اتحولت لنوع تاني هي اللي خلتني اقدر احرك الكرسي. Like how the energy stored in the roller coaster changes into another form when it moves down. فاكرين الرولر كوستر في التوب كان عندها stored energy وبعدين ابتدت تتحرك وتتحول لنوع تاني خالص من الانرجي. This means that there is a stored energy in the roller coaster and there is another form of energy when it moves. What can I call these 2 forms? هنسميهم ايه؟ We will know that together in the last activity of our lesson, activity 6, analyze like a scientist. In Analyze Like a Scientist, we will explore 2 important forms of energy, and they are important to understand the forms of energy: kinetic energy and potential energy. Before reading the text in the activity, let's see the acrobat picture in page 168. Of course, you saw these games in the circus or on the TV. We should think and analyze what's happening in the picture. I want you to look well. I see an acrobat standing at the end of the wooden sheet on the left, and 2 acrobats are standing behind him, and another acrobat on the top. Do you know what will happen after that? I think it's clear. It's clear that the one on the top is ready to jump, and below one is waiting for him to jump. I imagine that the one on the top will jump and will be here down, so his body weight will move the wooden stick down. And when this happens, the other one will move up. And I think the 2 persons who are standing behind him are waiting to carry him. تالي الحركة واضح قوي هتحصل ازاي. الأكروبات اللي واقف فوق هينط على الوودن ستيك، فالوزن بتاعه هيخلي الوودن ستيك تنزل لتحت، so the other side will go up. ايه اللي هيحصل وقتها؟ الأكروبات ده هيبتدي يترفع لفوق، ال 2 other acrobats will hold him أو catch him. Now, what is the relation between what we are expecting and kinetic and potential energy? Let's read the text together. Analyze what's meant by potential and kinetic energy. After that, we will decide which one of the acrobats we see has higher potential energy. The text is on page 168 and 169. Focus well and underline the most important information that will help you in your expectations. محتاجاكوا تعرفوا الديفينيشنز بتاعة الكايناتيك والبوتنشال انرجي، طاقة الحركة والطاقة المخزنة. عشان تقدروا تعرفوا ده ركزوا كويس جدا وانتوا بتقروا التكست. Let's start now. When the scientists divided energy, they divided them into 2 main forms: potential energy and kinetic energy. It's very easy to explain kinetic energy. اتكلمنا عنها قبل كده. It is the energy of a moving object أو that a moving object has, like the roller coaster while it's moving, car while it's moving, the ball while it's moving, and any moving object has a kinetic energy. يبقى kinetic energy هي طاقة الحركة لأي object في وضع حركة. While potential energy is the stored energy. دي الطاقة اللي بتتخزن. What does that mean? It means that any object in a specific state or case has stored energy inside it. أي object في وضع stable بيبقى عنده stored energy، طاقة مخزنة. And this energy is ready to be used, like it's waiting for something to happen. If I hold the pen on the board in my hands, while you see it's not moving, it's still having potential energy inside because of its case, which is being held by me. If I let it, it will fall. The potential energy it has will change into kinetic energy اللي هي طاقة الحركة، وطبعا نزل لتحت because of gravity. Let's go back to the first lesson, wonder. Did that remind you of the investigative phenomena? While the roller coaster is stable at the highest point, it stores the energy gained throughout its journey. والرولر كوستر في أعلى نقطة هي كده مخزنة طاقة كتير جدا أخدتها وعمالة تجمعها وهي طالعة. The stored energy is called potential energy. When it's on its way down, the potential energy starts to change into another form of energy, which is kinetic energy. So if we define kinetic energy, it is the energy of moving from one place to another, or the energy an object has because it's moving. يبقى kinetic energy, it's the energy of moving objects. And potential energy is a form of stored energy, الطاقة المتخزنة. And it means that an object is ready to work. That changes into another form of energy, like the roller coaster case in the highest point, then it goes to kinetic energy. Going back to the acrobat. What is the acrobat's energy while he is ready to jump down? الأكروبات اللي واقف فوق ده وخلاص هو مستعد ينط، كده هو عنده أنهي energy؟ هو بيتحرك؟ لا لسه ما اتحركش. يبقى he had potential energy. And when he jumps, he has kinetic energy. وهو بينط وهو نازل لتحت, it will change into kinetic energy. Does anyone remember the chart by which I converted the last activity into simple ideas, we can say that this chart, we can say that our observation were right. The energy can change from one form to another form if we do work on it. هنا احنا قدرنا نحول نوع طاقة لنوع تاني زي potential energy تحولت kinetic energy. We use the scientist's skills in thinking. We reach what we want to learn easily without memorizing it. Now, you can take your time and answer the last question after the text. Remember that with a simple explanation for this question about what would happen if the acrobat man jumped down. We should now write the expectations using the terms we read about: potential energy, work, kinetic energy. Take your time, and when we return, we will review the answer together. Please review your answer with me. When the acrobat man jumps, he will do work and change potential energy to kinetic energy. When he goes down, the potential energy will push the person on the other side up. Now, we finished today's lesson. We discovered much important information, and we used the thinking skills like scientists. At the beginning of our lesson, we wrote a simple definition of energy, different examples, and saw our colleagues' answers. Remember that each time we will learn about energy and you can improve your definition. After that, we started observing and saying our guesses about the energy in the objects around us, even if these objects do not move. After that, we started collecting all our observations and tried to explore the relation between energy and work. When we converted the text into simple ideas and made expectation about the relation between them. And at the end, we knew two main forms of energy: potential energy and kinetic energy. We will add them to our vocabulary wall. We understood more about that. When I do work, I can change energy from one form to another. لما أنا بعمل شغل أقدر أحول نوع من أنواع الطاقة لنوع تاني. Like changing potential energy to kinetic energy. All this will make the investigative phenomena clearer to us every time. Every time we are going to know new information that we discovered by ourselves. Don't forget that the terms potential energy and kinetic energy are from the main terms of the concept. وعشان كده حطيناهم على الterms wall. And you can go back to the linking strategy table. فاكرين التيبل اللي عملناه؟ Add new words related to these two terms and delete any word you wrote before and you discovered that it's not related. Until we meet in our next lesson, please complete your task, look around you and try to find different forms of energy. But this time, think about these forms of energy. Is it potential energy or kinetic energy? See you next time.